Hello and welcome to another tutorial. In this video, I'll show you how to make dubstep in the style of Kahn, mostly inspired by his tracks Abattoir, Over There So, and Way Me Defend. The project file, samples, and presets are available for a small contribution in the description, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you learned something from this video. One of my first how-tos was on Kahn and Neek, so I'll link that on the screen and in the description, and check out my textured basses serum pack if you're looking for bass presets in this style, also linked below. Our BPM is 138 and we're in the key of E Phrygian dominant. In the inspiration tracks, Kahn's arrangements are fairly minimal, but I've gone maximalist to showcase more elements of his productions. Let's get into it. I have this 909-ish kick and the sample has a tambourine on it, so I've used drum bus to dampen and added drive for more weight. Next we have the drums. Starting with the main rims. There's 3 layers. So 2 rims and a snap. This approach was inspired by the alternating rim shots in Over There So. There's saturator on the group for added crunch and a dubby echo with reverb. Then we have 3 more rims in a drum rack, and these have been saturated as well. Next we have the perks. These types of perks, so bongos, congas, timpanis, are heard in both Over There So and Way Me Defend, and they help add mid-range groove to the loop. Next we have the high perks. We have rides, shakers, and an open hat. The interplay of high perks is a central element in Kahn's drum programming, with the first 2 bars encapsulating the kinds of rhythms heard in the inspiration tracks. On the high perks group, I've added redux, vinyl distortion, saturator, and vocoder, all to add dirt. Finally, we have the drum effects, both of which have echoes applied. This 2-step groove is applied to everything in the drums bus. And on the group, there's parallel drum bus with compression, EQ, and reverb via A. Here we're using the Empty Club preset. Next we have the basses. First we have the growl. In Serum we have a sine wave sub and this Monster 1 waveform in oscillator A, both taken down by 2 octaves. I'm using LFO2 to modulate the wavetable position of oscillator A. And this FM from B knob is activated. Oscillator B is a sine wave with its level taken down. There's a low pass filter with its cutoff modulated by LFO1. And in the effects, I've added distortion and multi-band compression. Next, we have the deep bass. This sound was inspired by Abattoir, and the bass line is one note, like in both Abattoir and Way Me Defend. In Serum, we have a sine wave sub, and this add seconds waveform, both taken down by 2 octaves. Oscillator A's wavetable position is being modulated by LFO2. With the wavetable position taken down, this is a sine wave, with the wavetable position modulation adding harmonics, a bit like FM synthesis. There's a low pass filter with its cutoff modulated by LFO3. There's distortion in the effects, and in the matrix we can see that LFO1 is modulating the master tuning, so there's a pitch drop at the beginning of the sound, like a kick. On the channel, there are sound sculpting EQs, and on the group, there's parallel compression, EQ, and multi-band sidechain compression of just the lows using the kick as a trigger. Reverb is applied via A. Next we have the effects. Creating space and ambience is crucial when making Kahn-inspired dubstep. You want to create a feeling of dread, which you could also do with pitch drones. Let's take a closer look at these. This bass effect is inspired by Over There So. This is similar to the deep bass, using the add seconds waveform and a low pass filter. So the filter's cutoff is modulated by LFO1, as is oscillator A's wavetable position. In the effects, there's distortion, EQ to remove bass, another filter to smooth out highs, and reverb. On the channel, there's an EQ. And on the group, there's parallel compression, EQ, chorus, echo with reverb, and reverb via A. Next, we have the strings. These are from Live Suite's orchestral strings expansion, and I've used a couple of different presets. First, we have the staccato strings. Here I've used isotope vinyl, and this is for both the saturation and the warping, which creates repitching over time. Then we have an echo, which swells after each phrase, and that's because I'm using the ducking feature. which is similar to sidechaining. So the audio will duck the echo whilst it's playing. This ducked echo or reverb effect is inspired by Over There So. Next we have the reverse strings. On the channel, everything is identical to the previous patch, aside from the use of this kilohertz reverser. The use of the reverser with these strings is inspired by Way Me Defend, and you could do this manually, but using this plugin does throw up some interesting results. Finally, we have the legato strings. We have vinyl again. I am using a different preset, but I'm using the dust parameter to add crackle. And that's the reason for the noise gate, so the pops and clicks are only audible when the melody is playing. On the group, there's bass mono, parallel drum bus, EQ, chorus, and reverb via A. Finally, we have the vocals and it's Raz Kitchen.
Yo. Yes, I. That no good. People murder you.
His pack is linked in the description. These have been pitched down and this makes the vocals feel more ominous. Both of these have saturators and echoes, again using the ducking. And on the group, there's a vinyl saturation, drum bus, EQ, and reverb via A. And that's the video. Please leave any questions in the comments and I'll see you in the next one.
Yes, I.